The break is over, the fights are back, and the UFC is heading to Paris. What I'm going to do for you is give you my favorite underdog entry for the UFC Paris card. This way, we could all make some money and enjoy the sport that we love. If you don't know what underdog is, it's daily fantasy. You come in here, you say higher or lower than the numbers you see on the screen, and if you're correct, you can make a whole bunch of money. They will even give you free money to play. The only thing you need to do to get up to $1,000 of free bonus money is go to wewantpicks.com/underdog and use promo code WWP. Once you use that promo code and make your first deposit, there's a few different options there, and you can get up to $1,000 in bonus cash. The reality is they've got a fantastic product, and they're trying to entice people to sign up. So if you haven't signed up yet, do so. Use our promo code WWP, get all that free money, and then hopefully we leave the weekend with the free bonus money and some net profit from the event. I'm going to walk you through UFC Paris and the legs that I have built out for my entry. As you can see across the top, this is every sport. Football season just kicked off. The WNBA is heading into their postseason. Baseball's about to hit postseason. Hockey's about to kick up here in a couple of weeks. So all the sports are available. You can mix and match. You can do whatever you need to do. It's a ton of fun, super easy, and they're always going to have some sort of bonus and promo every week. Basically, if we head to the homepage here, you can see if Dak Prescott gets a half a yard tonight, you're good to go. If Patrick Mahomes throws for a half a yard, you're good to go. There's all sorts of bonuses that you can add in and things like that just to even more juice. That doesn't make any sense, but you get my point here. We're going to focus on fights. If you want to add some other bonus legs, that is on you. I'm about to jump in here. What I will say is for premium members, if you've gone to my website, wewantpicks.com, and you signed up, became a premium member, you already have this entry that's available before I film the videos, and the entry that I built has 6 legs. The entry I'm about to give you has less than that because one of the legs was so damn good, they took it off the board. And I'll talk about that in a second. But let's go ahead and kick this off. We're going to start with Benoit Saint-Denis higher than a half a finish. Means he's going to win by finish. And I do think he wins by finish. Renato Moicano is chinny. Benoit Saint-Denis is an absolute buzzsaw. He moves forward, he throws caution to the wind, and he tries to put your lights out. Renato Moicano is not dangerous on the feet. Can be a little dangerous on the ground, but even then, he's got to get it there. And it's going to be very hard to stand in front of Benoit. It's going to be very hard to be hanging out there when this guy is throwing heat, coming at you, has no quitting him whatsoever. I think Benoit wins. I think he wins by finish. Renato was basically finished in his last fight, but his opponent decided to just give him some recovery time and let him walk away. If you don't like the Benoit Saint-Denis higher than a finish, well, you can do lower than a finish on the Renato Moicano side. Meaning, hey, yeah, I think Benoit could win a decision or Renato could win a decision. Well, then in that case, the lower than half a finish on the Renato Moicano side would work for you. The odds aren't as good, and I do think Benoit wins by finish, so we'll leave that alone. The one leg that you can no longer use, if you're a premium member, you saw it, I got it, and I shared it, is the higher than 13.5 finish for Nasruddin Imavov. This fight is likely going to a decision. So they are doing one of two things. They're either removing the fight time entirely from this because they know it's going to go to a decision, or it'll come back on the slate and it'll be higher than 13.5. I've got it at 13.5. I'll show you. If you're watching this and it's at 13.5 again or it's back again, I think that fight goes to a decision. So the higher on whatever number they have should be good for you. Let's continue to work our way down. Joanderson Brito, this is a tough one because he could finish Gomez. He could win a decision. He could win by submission, knockout. Like there's a lot of random outcomes that could happen here. So we're going to leave that alone. I'm going to continue to work my way down. Come on. Let's keep moving here. We're going to go to Fares Ziam. Fares Ziam, they took his fight minutes off the board as well, and I'm surprised at that because the reality is that fight likely could go one of two ways. Either Fares could get finished by a very dangerous Matt Frevola, or Fares wins a decision. In all likelihood, I think Fares wins a decision. Therefore, I'm going to do lower than a half a finish on him. I do not see him finishing Matt Frevola. I think Fares wins, but he's not dangerous at all. He's not even a little bit dangerous. Matt Frevola is pretty tough for the most part. And yeah, his chin has failed him in the past, but Fares Ziam is not dangerous enough to check Matt Frevola's chin. So I don't think Fares finishes Matt. And this lower accounts for Matt finishing for us, Matt winning a decision for us. It accounts for everything other than Farasiam finishing Matt Frivola, which I just do not think is going to happen. Continue to work our way down. We're going to go to Jan Cutelaba. His fight minutes are still there, and I'm happy about that because the lower than 6 fight minutes seems pretty obvious to me. Cutelaba is chinny. Ivan Arslan has no takedown defense. So either Jan Cutelaba is taking down Ivan, probably finishing him on the ground, or getting finished on the feet and getting knocked out. I don't know if this leaves the first round, and if it does leave the first round, we'll have a little bit of time to play with in the second. I think the fewer or the lower than 6 fight minutes makes a lot of sense here. Again, we are going to do a flex payout, so we can be a little bit wrong and still make some money. Let's work our way down to Umar Sy, and we have the half a finish line, and we're going to do the higher at 0.8. I think he gets the finish here. I'm surprised. Look, they're removing lines left and right. I don't know what's going on with Underdog right now, but they're removing lines left and right. You can see they're removing the 2.5 takedown line. I imagine it's because people slammed the lower. I assume that's what happened, but I don't know and I don't care because we're going on the higher than half a finish. I think he finishes here. This is a very, very dangerous man. He has only been to a decision 2 times. He can knock you out on the feet. He can submit you on the ground. He can knock you out on the ground. He has a lot of ways to win this fight, and ultimately, I think finish will be one of those ways. So we have Umar Sy in here. Let's go down to Aylin Perez to round all of this out, and we're going to go higher than 42.5 significant strikes. This fight likely goes to a full decision. Her opponent, Daria, is a striker. I can see Aylin getting the takedowns. I can see Aylin controlling the fight. But even if you run through her fight history in fights where she had a ton of takedowns and a ton of control, she still got to this significant strike number. She is busy. She'll bomb on the feet. She'll get the takedown. She'll be busy on the ground as well. So I think she gets past 42.5 significant strikes. I was debating the takedown line at 4.5, but ultimately left it alone. I trust the striking because I've seen her get to this number with the wrestling. So if she shows up and decides not to wrestle at all, even better for our significant strike number. If she shows up and decides to wrestle, I've seen her get to this number even while wrestling. The takedown line worries me a little bit because in this wild world of MMA, we have seen fighters just completely abandon the grappling game plan lately. So we're going to leave that alone. So this is now my entry. We lost the leg. So this is what we've got going on. Let me show you. I've already built this. I'm going to keep it with my 6 legs. So let's go ahead. I will show you 6 picks. And you can see here, Nasruddin Imavov, 13.5 minutes. That's what they removed off the board. It might come back later. This entry was a $20 entry. It pays out almost $200. We're almost 10xing our money. And we have insurance built out in here as well. It is a flex entry. So I can get 2 of these wrong and still get paid out. We have the Nasruddin line, which may or may not be available for you. If you're a premium member, you did see that. We have Aylin Perez higher than 42.5 significant strikes. Umar Sy higher than a half a finish. Jan Cutelaba lower than 6 fight minutes. Farasiam lower than a half a finish. And Benoit Saint-Denis higher than a half a finish. This is my entry. Hopefully, this does well. We have done quite well with Underdog Fantasy this year, and hopefully that streak continues. I do encourage you to build your own entry, but get the free money. It would be insane to not get the free money, and it would be insane not to sit on your couch on a football Sunday, on a fight Saturday, on a college football Saturday, with your phone, building out some Underdog entries, trying to make a couple bucks and having some fun. WeWantPicks.com/underdog, promo code WWP.